and welcome to this week's YouTube video. Today I'm going to show you how to create quite complex repeat patterns, which has been done using Procreate. If you're not familiar with Procreate, then check out my YouTube video that will show you the basics in under 10 minutes. In today's video, I will not be showing you how to use the software, but I'll be showing you the art theory behind how to create complex patterns using digital software like Photoshop, Illustrator and Procreate. I use all three to create my complex pattern artwork, so it doesn't really matter which program you favour, you will be able to create this type of artwork in any of them once you understand the theory which goes into creating this sort of pattern design. So how do you create a complex pattern then? The most important tool that you will need is the Harmonic Armature. To explain very briefly, the Harmonic Armature consists of proportions that are pleasing to the eye. It can be applied to any rectangle or square, and as long as you use its angles as leading lines and its intersections as points of interest, your composition will work. So you can use the Harmonic Armature to produce one design which repeats multiple times, as I have done in my forest flame design. This one was done in Illustrator. Or you can use its symmetry to draw perhaps just a quarter of a design and then just flip and rotate it across the whole canvas, which is what we will be doing today in Procreate. If you would like to learn more about the Harmonic Armature and other compositional tools, check out this video on my channel. So let's start then. So I am working in Procreate on my iPad using a pressure-sensitive Apple Pencil. I am basically just drawing using a pencil brush, rubbing out, then duplicating, flipping and rotating. You need very little knowledge of Procreate to do this. I am letting the Harmonic Armature do all the hard work for me by guiding me as to where I should place my objects. This design has a bit of a floral theme going on, and also I do like a bit of Art Deco and Nouveau, so I am incorporating the sharp angles into my design. Once I've done enough of a section, I just duplicate my layer, flip it, then rotate until I have filled the entire tile with my design. So now I'm just going to start colouring it in. I have created a layer underneath my line drawing and I am using a solid round brush just to fill it in. I want a solid block colour. Once I've done about a quarter, I duplicate the layer, flip it and then rotate it, rubbing out the white sections on each subsequent layer. It really is a very simple use of the software. I am not doing anything complicated with regards to using Procreate here. So now I have got a whole design completed, I have put together the tiled floor effect in Photoshop. I've used this simply for speed as it's much quicker. But you could do this in Procreate. You do not need Photoshop to put these tiles together. So I'm pretty happy with my design, but what should I do next? So I've decided to turn this into a compositional piece. I'm going to lay a drawing of my dog over the top of the floor. I'm going back to Procreate to do this, so I'm going to mess up my tiles a bit. I don't want them too sharp and too perfect. Also, I need to adjust some of the colours, as now I am putting an object over the top, I need it to not be swallowed up by all this pattern. A little bit of tinkering here and there is needed. To give me an idea of where my dog is going to go, I've laid his most basic shape onto my floor and I am now adjusting around it. I have simply inserted a new layer and I'm drawing over the top of my tiled pattern. Now I'm just going to switch off all my layers so I can figure out my dog. And next I'll start adding the shading to give him a sense of form. I want him to be convincingly laying on top of those tiles. I'm going to run through this very quickly, but briefly then, to create that sense of form, I have done the following. So I've adjusted the tiles. Notice for the mid-tone tiles, the left side has more light areas and the right side has more dark areas. Notice also for my dark tone tiles, the left side has more light areas and the right side more dark areas. This is the opposite way round to the dog. I have varied my temperatures. So my tiles are cool, they're blues and greens, and my dog is warm, he's greens and yellows. I have been smart with my values. My values on my dog provide the most contrast, whereas the values in the tiles are closer together. Also notice that the lighting in this composition is cool, so this means that my cast shadow must be warm. I have also limited my most saturated colours to around the top of the dog's neck to give more of a definite colour break before the pattern of the tiles start. And lastly then, notice also my contrasting textures. I have used a block brush for the tiles and an oil-rich brush, which is much softer and more wispy strokes, for the dog. And that is pretty much it. I hope you have found it useful and will be inspired to include pattern design into your own work. Thank you for watching this week's video. I do try and post every week, so please like and subscribe, and also check out my website sarahhallidayart.com, where you will find examples of my work and online classes that I run. Thank you for watching and see you for the next one.